Yeah.
Sarah, I screwed it up.
See anybody on that side.
I know, I can't see Pat.
Okay, Dan's here so we can start. Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. This is Alpine Town Council meeting on Tuesday, March 17th at 7:04 p.m. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Jeremy Larson.
Here.
Andrea Berger.
Here.
Mayor Green.
Here.
Amy Weirda.
Here.
Shay Scafidi.
Here.
Mayor Green, you have a quorum of the council with all members present.
All right, thank you. Did everyone see that we adjusted the agenda? We took the discussion item on the land use development code off of here, but that's the only change. Can I get a
We added that other item, right?
Oh, D, which is the annual dig date.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
correct.
so, and that's what this staff report is regarding.
Correct.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded, any discussion? All those in favor of adopting the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. The consent agenda, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Do we have a second?
Second.
I heard Ms. Scafidi first. So we have a motion, it's been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Consent agenda is approved. Report. I will go first. Let's see. We've had a lot of the reports from the Public Works Director kind of solidified or hammered home how things are going at Alpine Meadows, but we've TV'd the whole subdivision and have a plan of attack. We're waiting to hear back on the grant funding from the state. So as soon as we get that, we will let you know on that. Monica, what was the other thing that I was going to mention? Oh, I will.
I printed it for you. What?
Yeah, what was that?
You did.
Oh, I don't remember what that was.
I don't remember.
Anyways, if I think of it, I'll mention it. But I did want to say that we have had, oh, is that mine? Thanks.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's right. So regarding the flag that we want to put over the road, Highway 89 for the 4th of July, it's a 25 by 40, 50-foot flag. And anyways, I'm a little concerned. It's going to be awesome how we're going to do it, how we're going to put it together, like between two lifts over there. But we've asked Jorgensen to participate and help us engineer it so it won't fly. We're going to put a huge sail up there. So anyways, they have kindly agreed to help us design it so we have public safety in mind. It's going to be awesome, but the worst thing in the world would be to have this flag pick up those lifts and plant them like a quarter mile down the road. So just so everyone knows, we're planning that out, and engineers are gonna help us figure out the best way to do it, so, we're super excited about that, but that's what that is regarding. And I also just wanted to mention that we've noticed a huge uptick in, requests for public information requests.
Correct.
And, I want to tell you that, there's a process that we have to go through to do all that. And, we have to respond within 7 days, and we have 30 days to get back to you. We don't want to draw these things out, but we just have a lot going on right now. So the clerk, who's ultimately responsible for that, is going to get to those as soon as possible. But we're not trying to, buy time or anything. We just have to have the chance to do the work to get you the requests you have. So if you haven't heard from us, please reach out again. But as far as I can understand, all the requests that have come in lately have been responded to from, we've received it, correct?
We've received them, and so we are in the process of determining what work needs to be done. In the case of emails, that has to be done through, it's subcontracted through our administration for our email system. And so we're working with them to determine what that takes, what that looks like, how to get it scheduled. So we're kind of going through them one at a time, trying to figure out where we're at, so that we can get back to everybody. We're identifying some items on the list that we can give to everybody, to people who want them pretty quickly. And so our goal is get out everything that we can quickly and then work at the rest.
Yep. So if you haven't heard back from us in a little bit, just feel free to reach back out
Yes,
to Monica.
by all
But
means, give me a call.
We should be able to get back to everyone hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Next is the events committee report from Ms. Burchard.
The biggest thing we have coming up is the Easter egg hunt on April 4th. We're always looking for volunteers for day of. So if you're interested in that, come on by about 9 a.m. Sarah, would that be good, 9 a.m. on that day?
The kids aren't going to know what to do when there's not a pile of snow.
I
out
know,
there.
we're gonna have grass to put the eggs on this year instead of snowdrifts, so that's exciting.
Maybe they'll be hidden better if they're not against the white
The white
background.
snow, yeah. Might be interesting. Last 2 weeks ago, we had bingo, and we raised almost $1,000 for the Wall That Hills, which is amazing. Wonderful. That's coming up. They're also looking for volunteers. That's the week after the 4th of July, and it's a great activity. If you're looking for information on it, it's a Vietnam Memorial Wall that travels around the country. And if you go to visitafton.com, they have a nice little video about it that you can check out. Or I guess visit Afton on their Facebook page. And then this Friday we have bingo. I'm not sure what cause we'll be supporting, but it'll be a good time. And I think that's about it.
All right, thanks. Planning and zoning report. Rachel, obviously you came to give us your big report.
Yes. Yeah, so last week was pretty busy for our meeting. We had a number of single-family homes that were up on the agenda. We approved most of them. There was one that we had to table due to an insufficient site plan. We also had La Tienda come through with their site plan and moved that forward. But obviously, as you guys probably know, the big hot ticket item was we had 2 discussion items on the table as pre-annexation discussions. One was the lot by the boardwalk over by On the Run, and then the other one was Steve Turley's lot up the hill. And we had a very big turnout of people who had a lot of opinions on it, and we heard pretty much all of them, I think. So obviously that was just the very first in a long series of discussions that I think will be had about that, but that was pretty much how our meeting went.
Great. Any questions for Rachel?
I was just grateful you guys had public comment, and I feel like people did their best to be respectful.
Yes, I think so.
But yeah, I think you hit like 40 plus people.
Yeah, like 30.
30, okay, 30, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, I think for the most part, everyone was respectful, and it was just people had a lot of valid concerns, so I think it was good to have those aired out.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Mr. Larson?
Let's see, economic development. I'll start with economic development in the town of Alpine. With no snow comes no or much less tourism dollars, and we've seen it this winter with travel and tourism lodging tax funds coming in, sales tax coming in. So, yeah, it's a bummer. But today I'm not complaining about, I was outside in short sleeves in middle of March.
Raking your yard.
And yeah, it was kind of nice. And then economic development with the valley. Haven't heard too much on really anything. Yeah. Haven't heard too much on anything, have you?
Nope.
Yeah. One for the County of Travel and Tourism. We had our branding meeting in Cokeville a couple weeks ago. That went really well. We worked with a consulting group out of Utah and just trying to put together the brand of Lincoln County, from Alpine to Kemmer, LaBarge, Diamondville, kind of what makes us Lincoln County. It went pretty well considering we're a pretty diverse county. And we have some more meetings coming up, kind of going over their report. Alpine Travel and Tourism, the cat is out of the bag. Everybody knows about us. I knew this was going to be a busy season of asks, but wow. So the deadline was Sunday, and for Sunday, we have over almost $450,000 worth of requests. We are looking at a budget this year somewhere in between $275,000 to $300,000. And then, as you recall, that also gets split up into impacts of tourism, arts, and events and promotion of Alpine. So needless to say, there will be some disappointed applicants because we can't fund everybody this year. Our first meeting will be April 22nd, and we're kind of going out that way, going out further because one, of spring break, two, we knew we'd have a lot of applications, so the board is reading up on all of them and coming prepared. So April 22nd, we'll be able to kind of bang through them. April, May, hopefully before 1st of June, before our first week June meeting. But yeah, some good stuff there.
And you can pass things like on first reading.
We can pass things on first reading. That's pretty easy with the impacts of tourism grants are already there. You know, we always usually get one from our fire district, and that's a pretty straightforward one. Those applications that have applied in the past that have a set a history of success, those may be pretty easy. But yeah, we can pass them on first reading, second reading, and if they need to go to third, we can do that as well.
Any questions for Mr. Larson? All right. I think the sheriff's report is in writing. If anyone wants to see that, they can go to the website. So now we've got a few work session items. Kind of glanced over this fireworks and open burning proposed resolution. So we thought we would talk about it again. Both of these would have to be ordinances to replace old. Madam Clerk, can you just briefly tell us why two ordinances, why we're separating these or suggesting to separate these?
Currently, they're separate anyways.
I thought they were on the same one.
No, so regulating recreational fires is its own ordinance, and then we have other ordinances, actually two different ordinances that mention the fireworks, and prohibiting them. And they do contradict each other about what days fireworks are allowed in the town of Alpine. And so, at the end of the day, the goal would be to get that cleaned up so that they don't contradict themselves. The other item that has been brought to staff's attention and through staff has then communicated, I know historically with you at another discussion session, the concern's been raised that why do we allow people to sell fireworks in the town of Alpine if they're illegal to shoot off? And again, that's not a staff question to answer, that's a council question to answer. And so we're back again to just make you aware of some of your options, and we're really looking for direction so that we know how to proceed. But it would be nice if we're going to do something, probably to get it done before fireworks season. You know, and we are possibly looking at a dry year this year
Yeah.
as well.
I think we've had plenty of people, citizens, reach out to us with concerns about fireworks in general. You know, they're illegal to shoot on the BOR, but it's just, especially on the 4th of July, there's its own fireworks show on the BOR. You know, in town, of course, there's plenty of fireworks. You know, if they're, back to what Monica said, if they're illegal to shoot off in the town of Alpine, should they be allowed to be sold in the town of Alpine? So that's kind of the big question. And as Mr. Sanderson pointed out, you know, this is a pretty big celebration this year. And do we want to, you know, cut off the sale of fireworks in the town on the 250th celebration? But I am worried, and if the fire chief was here, he would say this, that it's only a matter of time before something happens. If a fire starts out on the BOR and the wind's going the right way, it will take out re-subdivision and everything over there. I mean, it's just, it's bound to happen. And so I think it's worthwhile to discuss it. We didn't discuss it that much last week, so before we went ahead and like put it on the agenda, I wanted you guys to be able to have a chance to discuss it more. So.
And additionally, recreational fires are regulated by ordinance. However, there is no ordinance to ban the burning of trash or other materials except for construction materials, which is regulated through the Land Use Development Code. I don't know if that's an oversight or if that's on purpose. And so, again, that's questions that you need to direct us to on how to move forward.
So I'll open it for discussion on both topics. Do people care about fireworks?
I've definitely had feedback from people that live
Yeah.
in the town about concern with fireworks and fires being started, and all
Okay.
it takes is one, and then everybody's house is gonna burn down.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of the homeowners would prefer to not have that, have us selling them.
If you didn't know, we are under a red flag burn ban right now, today,
Wow.
and throughout the week.
Because of the wind?
Because of the wind and the high temperatures and no snow. There was already a fire in Swan Valley, southeast Idaho's, they're already there. I haven't had anybody reach out to me. I'd love people to reach out to me, because this is, as I said in our last meeting, I've fought fire from trying to come up the hill. It's not fun. So I'd love to hear people's thoughts. You know, we do have, there's a fire ban on the BOR, there's a fire ban on the Forest Service land, there's fire ban on BLM land. You know, but it's enforcement. How do you enforce? Where do we go? What, do we have an island of time from 4th of July weekend or 5 days prior and post that let everybody go crazy, but then do we want that? Yeah, I just love some feedback and input because I'm not for it,
Yeah.
meaning fireworks.
Right. I will say that the feedback that we have received via email and voicemails, mostly were around the 4th of July and the weeks after. A lot of people that lived in Alpine Meadows, because people buy the fireworks, like right at the fireworks stand there, and then they just go and shoot them off either from the boat ramp or someplace right behind there. And so, they probably get it the worst. So, but there has been, a fair amount of people in that neighborhood that have complained specifically about this. Did you have any comments?
Kind of the same as Jeremy. I haven't received public comments. I'm a little unsure where to go. I know the fire he was talking about that started by some kids. And
I was heading up your house.
Yeah, awful. I do love the language in here, town may adopt fire restrictions issued by Lincoln County, state of Wyoming. It seems easy enough that if everybody around us has set fire restrictions, why wouldn't we just follow suit? I don't know what that language looks like.
You're talking about the burn one?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're under a red flag warning, there's no open fires, period. If it's, if the fire danger is low, here's what's allowed. If it's moderate, here's what's allowed.
I think,
Yeah.
so that information from this, so the Lincoln County Fire Marshal, I guess, that supersedes anything we're doing, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. So if they put in a fire ban for Lincoln County, then it would supersede anything we have
Okay.
in place. But
Okay.
we can get more information on that,
Okay.
but.
Maybe just even make that language clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I'd just love to hear from businesses as far as how much fireworks affect their bottom line, and, I mean, not their bottom line,
So,
but just for in town.
the ones that are selling them, like Brolem's brings in a tent.
Brolem's.
KJ's.
KJ, Chevron, all those.
So, we'd have to ask them for sure, but I know that, the people that sell, get a permit from the town, and then there's not like a revenue sharing with those people, but they pay to rent space in a parking lot. So I don't know, they're not seeing, they're not seeing a cut of the profits, no. They're maybe generating some income just from renting space,
Okay.
is my information. So we should double check that, but, I should also say that I did reach out to Lincoln County and the chief of staff and asked if we put a fireworks sale ban, in the town of Alpine, would they be able to do anything to kind of align themselves with us? And they said that there is an overlay, the Alpine overlay, that they would look for feedback from us or people in this area that I believe that if they approved it in their overlay, that they could make the sale of fireworks illegal as well. So, food for thought. But
Can I
we
give
should-
some food for thought?
yeah, please.
I'm
You're gonna be the Debbie Downer, aren't you?
I am.
Okay.
I am not a fan of fireworks myself. I mean, it's cool and whatnot, and it's a waste of money,
Yeah.
frankly. Who was here in 2001, in August of 2001? What started that fire up there? Huh? Wasn't fireworks.
Is lightning or something?
Muffler on a four-wheeler.
Oh.
We're gonna ban those? Because that caused greatest amount of damage, almost burned our home down.
Yep.
So we need to think about this, is how far are you gonna start regulating people's lives? And that's just food for thought, either way.
All right, thank you for that. That was on that would have been Forest Service, right?
It would have been, but,
Yeah.
Caribou Targhee.
but what's gonna stop it if it's dry around here and people riding around on their four-wheelers and whatnot? And
Yeah.
it's dry and windy and,
And out on the point.
yep.
Yeah, so, agreed, but maybe we can, I think the thought bringing this forward is just to maybe take one of the major
Right.
things off the list of possible. As far as the open burning, this isn't, earth-shattering, I don't think, but, definitely don't want people, some of the open burning that's prohibited, burning of yard debris and vegetation piles, burning of garbage and household waste, which is currently not disallowed in the town. Burn barrels and
Oh, yeah,
construction
that's
debris.
right. With the burn barrels,
Yep.
I mean, the town has burn barrels. So are we,
We do.
are we?
Did we use them?
Yeah, for Winter Jubilee.
For heating,
yeah.
during that event. Okay.
For events during Winter Jubilee, we use burn barrels, so that's,
It's basically a form of portable outdoor fireplace.
Well, we should definitely look into that. That might need to
Good point.
have some exclusion during Winter Jubilee or something.
right. Well, and that's what, did you ever find the older resolution that we passed in, I don't know, 6, 8 years ago? Because I couldn't find it either. And it had, because it mentioned spark arresters, it mentioned, I want to say it mentioned specific to the Hill people, and also building debris, not being able to burn that. I'll have to keep looking for it. It was, do you remember when that was, Mo? I mean, it was before your time. And I talked to, because Rob LaPierre was on council that time, and I was speaking with him about it, and he's like, yeah, I remember that. So we have something in here.
You said it was a resolution, not an ordinance.
Was it a resol?
I don't know.
No, I think it was a ordinance,
Okay.
yeah. But
We'll look again.
you roughly remember, Mo, the,
I don't, I know, yeah, and we've even discussed it from, extensively at P and Z.
yeah.
You mean, sorry,
No, it's fine.
no, yeah, we've discussed it extensively at, P and Z as well.
For those at home, Mo says they've discussed it extensively at P and Z, and they don't recall when it exactly was.
There's been a lot of conversations about burning things and construction materials, and I think the reason why that was, at that point in time, was there was a resident that was actually burning their trash. And so
Well, they're burning trash, and they're burning, we had a couple of them. There was burning trash, and then over here, they're burning construction material.
the trash was really stuck through the neighborhood because of the
Yeah.
tires.
Yeah.
So in general, it sounds like everyone is open to this, at least getting it on the agenda, and we can discuss it and get some more feedback. I think we'll get more feedback if we put it on the agenda. So, all right. Let's go to the next one. Discussion regarding the draft ordinance establishing administrative fees and cost recovery for town services. Madam Clerk, you want to give us the lowdown on this one?
Yeah, so currently the town has a resolution that has adopted fees for, we talked about it earlier, the Open Records Act, and some other things like notary services and that. So that resolution was passed a good number of years ago. The fees are really outdated. The other thing that we kind of wanted to address is, number one, we wanted to remove the fees from the ordinance and have a separate fee ordinance so that if fees have to be updated, it doesn't really, we don't really need to revisit the entire ordinance. It sets the rules, it allows for the fees. And so the other thing this ordinance that we were hoping it would do is our accounts receivable currently does not So if we bill you for something outside of our utility billing and some other things, there is no way to charge a late fee. If you don't pay your bill, there's no way to charge interest. And so those are things that I know that I've heard council members express in the past, that, you know, that when especially large balance accounts, people owe us money. It would be nice if we could, that we feel like that would be an encouragement to collect as well.
Yeah.
So that's included in here. Yeah, so all of those, it's a lot of different things. That's why we wanted to bring it as a discussion item. We want you to be able to take time and vet it and read it. Please, if you have any suggestions, thoughts, or ideas, reach out to myself, and or Sarah, and we will certainly, you know, look to improve this.
The goal with this was mostly to get definitions of what these things are, and then we'll have a fee resolution that could be updated every year if it needed to be.
If it needed to be,
Yeah.
yeah. And another thing it does is it allows, we currently charge some people for some things through the utilities, it's sewer, that we do some work on infrastructure that's actually owned by the property owner. There was an agreement with the town, and so we bill them. Those rates are also very outdated and probably don't cover the cost of providing the labor to do the work. And so this ordinance also allows us to set field operations rates as well, that include the cost of their hourly rate plus benefits on average across the team.
So that's why this is being brought forward. Any comments, questions? Do you think we're
Just have to review it.
Yeah,
yeah,
it probably takes some time and read.
yeah, it's like 8
Yeah, I'm gonna
pages.
go through it. I
It's-
just don't wanna nickel and dime people if they're coming in to get data. I think that's my biggest concern, but I'm excited for definitions on interest and all that, so.
No, I agree with you. I will tell you that the hourly rate for Teton Tech is $165 an hour to do research. And so the goal is not to charge people over and above the cost. The charge is simply to recoup the cost.
A lot of the requests we've had recently were like emails that go back for years, like
Yeah.
6 or 7 years. And so we don't have a way of capturing those emails necessarily. So we have to use Teton Tech to get those. So I think that's just one specific thing.
And
But
did we include a copy of the administrative resolution now? We'll forward you what's already on the books and how we charge people now.
that'd be nice just to.
That way you guys can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like people be open to bringing that forward. Let's look at the next one here is the Alpine Safety Manual discussion. We just really breezed through this the other day, and Ms. Weir, I think you spent some time reading through this and had some suggestions on things that maybe we could put some more teeth on. Did you have a chance to meet with the staff on that?
No.
Okay.
No. Just generally speaking, I wasn't sure what I was looking at, and so when I read Accident Prevention and Safety Manual, I thought, okay, I'm a new employee for the town of Alpine, and I'm gonna read my safety manual. And so what popped out to me is that as far as the sections themselves, some of them were very complete and made sense, and other sections were just really lacking in the teeth of the training. And so I didn't understand, okay, is there a separate training that goes along with this section, or is there still information that staff needs to gather up? So I wasn't sure exactly what I was reading. It felt incomplete. So I just wanted to ask and understand that. The other thing that jumped out to me right away, and now I can't find it, of course, is throughout this document, it continuously refers back to one safety officer. that gathers information, puts procedures in place, orders equipment, oversees safety, takes complaints, investigates incidents, and that doesn't seem like a stable situation to me. It seems you need a sort of a safety subcommittee to put procedures in place and then have a safety officer who's disconnected from the field staff to be the one that you would file complaints with or investigate incidences. What you don't want is a field supervisor that is directing their employees, and if their employees have an issue, who do they report it to? Their supervisor who's telling them what to do? That's
Maybe
not
yeah.
you want to have maybe an office person be that safety officer that can kind of independently.
Or a town council
I was
member.
gonna say,
that,
council member, not it.
I think the other thing
Yeah.
that will end up happening if we pass this or adopt this is that, failure to wear required PPE, is it exactly laid out what everything is? And I think the committee would be the ones that determine what each position should have. For example, if you're doing a certain task, should you have a hard hat on? And then we're gonna have to go buy hard hats. So I think there's some expense that comes along with implementing this that we need to be aware of. And this is a 160-page document, and so I think we probably need to spend some more time going through this. This does not affect our workers' comp or anything like that, right? We've
No.
already gotten that discount.
Correct, and
Yeah.
so what Mayor Green's referring to is we did an evaluation with workers' comp. We have went through that process, they identified the deficiencies in our safety plan. We told them we'd need a year to do it, and they have granted us that year. We did earn the initial discount. Staff, the outside crew is doing training with them. They are moving forward through the program. I'm sure we'll obtain additional discounts in the future.
Yeah.
So, but this is a big piece of that moving forward for them.
You said 1 year from when?
A few months ago.
It was about a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can let you know for certain.
So, what's everyone's feedback on, should we consider starting a committee to look at this stuff? Should Mr. Sanderson?
That's a good idea.
I saw him nodding. I agree. I think this is something that we could, it's too much for one person to, deal with all this. So I think we should consider a committee. Yeah, so, does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. We'll table this one until we can figure out, a committee. I'm sure we're gonna have tens of people wanting to come and serve on the safety committee. So, yeah, we'll gather all those names, and then we'll put together a committee. All right. Let's go on to action items. First one is the third reading of ordinance number 2026-001. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve third reading of ordinance number 2026-001, creating the position of town administrator and amending duties within Title II.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Discussion. So you will see, we had previously brought two ordinances, and one kind of started, and then the other one was lagging behind, and then we asked, well, why do we have two ordinances? Why don't we combine them? So this, on third reading, is the combining of the two ordinances. The red lines here are what we ended up, all the additions we made by kind of combining the two ordinances. Lays out a lot of the, the duties of this position, the responsibilities. So, and Mr. Sanderson, you were the one that combined the two? Okay, you worked with staff to do that?
Staff to
Okay.
work this together, yes.
I
Do you-
do have a question when you're
Go for it.
ready. For Mr. Sanderson, if you look at section C,
Section C of which one?
relationship of the combined one. Section C, relationship of governing body to town administrator. That first sentence,
Okay,
the governing body shall deal with the portion of the administrative service of the town for which the town administrator is responsible for through the town administrator.
sounds really, really clear, doesn't it?
It really does.
Needs to be fixed. Why we write on paper.
Other than that, I didn't see anything else that jumped out at me.
I
j-
didn't fix that.
That made me scratch my head.
You know what I meant.
Yeah. Sure.
We'll fix it.
Do you,
The town administrator is responsible.
do you want to just make that change real quick and,
Well, I need to look at it.
Yeah.
And,
And then did we change it from, is the council going to interview? I was trying to figure out if we took, how that's gonna, map out.
yeah, well, for sure, I don't know if it's written in here, but we will definitely, we will post the position.
But then the council do interviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that'll happen, if it's in executive session or whatnot, but, yeah, it's not gonna be the mayor arbitrarily saying, wave my magic wand, Mo, you're administrator.
Yeah, it says something to the effect that mayor appoints with approval of the council.
But I think that was taken out. Like, that's what I guess I thought it was gonna be the council.
For sure, that's the intention.
For past, we haven't had this appointment, but for past appointments, mayor put together essentially a committee, you know, just like our employee committee, but a hiring committee. So on that, there were essentially the mayor, the clerk, and myself would do the interview.
The first interview or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says in there
Oh, it
that they'll be hired with the advice and consent of majority of entire town council. So town council doesn't necessarily need to do the interviewing, it just has to be, that appointment has to be ultimately be approved.
Correct.
Okay, because I was hoping it would be the council.
I have no problem with that. So I don't know if we need to write that into the law or not, but I just think that that's how I'd like to do it. So town council will definitely be doing the interviews.
Okay,
So-
because I just think that's
For
such
sure. No,
a
it's,
monumental position.
yeah.
So what if we rewrite that sentence? The governing body shall address all matters within the town administrator's area of responsibility exclusively through the town administrator.
Sorry, Jim, one more
Say it
time.
one more time.
The governing body
Yep.
shall address all matters within the town administrator's area of responsibility exclusively through the town administrator.
Essentially meaning we're not gonna go around to somebody else to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not going to P and Z director, we're not going to that.
Right.
It's essentially a chain of command.
Yes.
Since you've found that, would you make a motion to amend and have him read that one more time?
Sure, let me make a motion to amend, let me find it here again.
Section C.
Section C, notice of no, that's a different section C.
So this is under 2506C in the third reading copy.
On the third page.
Entitled Relationship of Governing Body to Town Administrator.
The one I'm looking at says second reading, but on here it says third reading.
That top.
Changes from
So-
second reading.
Oh, yeah, the one.
So make a motion to amend language under duties, C, relationship of governing body to town administrator, striking the governing body shall deal with that portion of the administrative service of the town for which the town administrator is responsible for through the town administrator, striking all that and replacing it with,
The governing body shall address all matters within the town administrator's area of responsibility exclusively through the town administrator, period.
that is my motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Amended motion.
Second.
We have amendment, a motion of amendment, and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of said amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none? Okay, so we're back on, we'll make that change. Thanks for catching that. I read this several times and I didn't see it. Must have skimmed through that. Any other questions, comments on this?
I don't know, the only other item that I noticed was about living in the town of Alpine.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure about that last line, but
I questioned that as well, and I
just
talked to
think
Monica
that's,
about
I
it.
think you're going from, you could be not a resident of the town or the state, and then we went to just such a
Yeah.
tight little,
Well, it just says preferred.
I know, I know.
Yeah, I questioned that as well, but preferred, I don't know if that's gonna scare anyone off. What's everyone's thought on that?
Question that as well. I liked preferred in there. It's not pigeonholing us into it. You know, the only thought I had was if somebody amazing, say, lives just over the border.
Yeah, I mean, what if they lived in Swan Valley or something
Yeah.
and they had
Or I
30
mean,
years
like,
experience? or
just
something?
over the border.
Yeah,
But I do kind of like, I wouldn't mind saying our town administrator is at least a Wyoming resident.
It's the double I under,
Under A,
under A, yeah.
Yeah.
qualifications.
It's not make or break, I just noticed.
I would prefer all of our town employees lived in the town of Alpine, but that's not
yeah,
realistic.
it's not
It just
happening.
can't happen because of the property values and rents and everything, so.
Are you wanting to make an amendment or
No, I'm not
just
gonna make an
talk about it?
amendment, just
Okay.
talk about it.
Yeah, for me, preferred's in there.
I think it's fine.
Mhm.
Does it say, that they had to live in the state of Wyoming?
It does say that.
Says they have to
Relocate to the state of Wyoming?
Relocate, yeah.
I've got a question about that then. Because like I say, what if there was
Right,
somebody that
I mean, that's what I thought, and then I,
could live in Swan Valley or right over the border and be closer than someone that lives in Afton
Oh,
to
yeah.
commute here? So,
for me, I justified it with, like I said, I'd like him to be a Wyoming resident.
To live by the laws that,
I guess it depends on how much you're paying them.
yeah.
if they lived in
Well,
this,
if they were an Idaho resident, whatever we paid them, they'd take less home.
yeah,
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, are you paying them enough to
relocate
be
to
able
Wyoming?
to afford to
come
live
over.
in Alpine?
Well, not necessarily Alpine, but Star Valley.
Same,
But yeah, we'd have to. I mean, that's just,
yeah.
that's the economies of what we're dealing with. That's what everybody has to, I mean, if we don't, then we don't fill the position.
Is your feeling that we should change it to say preferred or for the state of Wyoming or leave it the way?
I left it the way it is.
Okay.
Others may want to change it, but
It doesn't have any teeth.
No, it doesn't, so it's
just
kind of,
announced as a policy, but it doesn't really have any teeth. I guess if you were looking at preferences and you had apples to apples, but this apple lives in the valley, or this apple lives in Alpine, and all things being equal, then I think your preference would be to that. So,
which it does say, preferred.
and it says that.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Ready to call for a vote? We're just gonna go right down the line real quick. We had 5-0 last time. Okay, so, all those in favor of, ordinance number 2026-001 on third reading, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, ordinance carried on third reading. So our plan is to post the job on Indeed and where else? Where else are you gonna post it?
It'll be posted in the Jackson Hole News and Guide, and in Star Valley Independent,
Okay, perfect.
and on our website.
Yes,
Or if you want it, the job, just email me at clerk@alpinewy.gov.
you can do it right now if you're so, yeah. Sounds good.
Monica, I just sent that corrected.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next is ordinance number 2026-002, public notice ordinance. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve first reading ordinance number 2026-002, public notice ordinance.
Second.
Oh, I think that was Ms. Burchard. I heard second first. We have a motion, it's been seconded, discussion. Madam Clerk, can you give us the background on this one?
Yes, this ordinance was drafted to just provide consistency across the board on all the processes that we use in Bluth. The town notification for hearings and planning and zoning notification process to make them all consistent. So we don't have to look up the statute to determine how many feet we need to measure to mail them, how many days in advance. Everybody's will be done the same.
It was all over the board.
It was.
So this just makes us consistent. Any questions, comments? This one to me is pretty straightforward.
Because it does affect planning and zoning's, some of their processes, they've had a chance to look at this as well?
We will make sure they see it and put it on a discussion item for their next meeting, make sure they're covered. But this would, if I'm not mistaken, this would supersede everything as far as the land use development code is concerned and make it really consistent.
Eventually, the land use development code will need to be, note that it will follow this. Those processes are still individually laid out.
Okay.
However, whatever is the most restrictive will apply, and this one requires the most notice, the most advanced time, and the widest berth of, and the longest amount of time in advance of the hearing. So we made it all consistent. So some processes for planning and zoning required 300 foot, some required 500. We just went to 500.
Yep.
So that's what we did. And the planning and zoning administrator did help draft the.
Right. So we'll just make sure it gets on their agenda so they can discuss it.
Good idea.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of ordinance number 2026-002 on first reading, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Ordinance carries on first reading. And then C is resolution number 2026-015. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2026-015, adopting a sewer line preventative maintenance program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Yes, thanks, Ms. Scafidi. We have a motion, it's been seconded. Any discussion? So, Madam Clerk, this was brought forward in the event that we are able to get funding from the state for that grant to make the repairs at Alpine Meadows. We kind of needed this maintenance plan in place before we received the funding. So
Yes.
that's why this is being brought forward. This is something that could grow and change, and like, you know, we definitely want this to be something that the town adopts going forward, this maintenance
Yeah.
plan. But, so I think it definitely will change over time, but, this is kind of the first step to get something on the books.
Will we also follow this up with a water preventive maintenance plan?
Be amazing, yeah. So, that's not required for that grant, but, we should do that. And I think it goes hand in hand with the work order process that we're working through, where basically we know whatever this date is or this time frame that the guys are gonna go out and do this, you know? So we would just implement this maintenance program into that. It'll almost help us write it,
Yeah.
I think, so.
And do you mind pulling up, just so I want people to understand, there will be areas
Oh.
that they're going to jet the sewer main and perform CCTV inspection. That's really what it is coming down to, as far as I understood.
Do we have it on the resolution?
Sorry, it's
not
actually
attached.
inside, it was on,
It's probably attached to the ordinance.
I'm sorry?
Or
it's
is it a
inside
resolution?
the actual maintenance
The plan.
program form.
Oh, thank you.
It's like
Yeah,
page
so-
2.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, yeah, you do, right
Or
there,
is it?
right there.
It doesn't have a map, though.
Oh, not a map, but I
Okay.
just wanted to say, like,
Yeah.
there will be areas.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, at one point, we did have a map, but it's hard to tell, like, okay, is this a quarter of the system, is this a quarter? So, you know, I think we, just, and of course, that's going to change with annexations or de-annexations, the whole thing, so I like the way that we have it there, where it's area A, B, C, and D, where it's not really laid out, where we're gonna have to come back and
Yeah.
change this, like, we can add a certain area to, for example, area A, without much trouble, and not having to come back and redo a
I
map.
can tell you, Area A is Alpine Meadows, and it's done.
There you go. You're one.
That's why they're number one on the list. Okay,
So,
We're already
Mr. Mayor, I had a
20%
couple
ahead of schedule.
questions, and I had gone back and forth with Craig a little bit on this, because again, the intention is good, I support the idea. I don't understand, like, how we're going to implement this. And talking to Craig, there's kind of one of two routes. One, he had it on the capital request to buy a jet setter and.
jet trailer or whatever.
Yeah, it didn't really
Jetty
say
trailer.
anything about the cameras. And I had asked, okay, so we're gonna buy a piece of equipment that's fairly costly. What does it take to operate this equipment? Do we need special training for employees? Do we need to hire an extra employee? What's the true cost if we own the equipment versus, we do like what we did with Alpine Meadows and we budget $40,000 and we just hire it out for the first 4 years until we figure out what it is that we actually want. I didn't really get a good sense what he had in mind, and I only bring this up because we need to put a budget number
Yeah.
into the budget. Otherwise, how do we enact this?
Yeah,
So I guess I'm a little
So-
unsure of what,
agree
Yeah.
with what you're saying.
yeah.
I think this was just hatched out of necessity,
Okay.
you know? So I think, I don't know if it's reasonable for us to CCTV a quarter of the infrastructure every 4 years, you know? So I think, we still need to do some research and, like you say, decide if we're gonna buy this jetter or if we're going to subcontract it every single year, because obviously there's a cost that has to go along with that. So maybe there's some room for changes, but I think, we've got the first year, in Area A under our belts, and then we could, give us some time to make some changes to this, I think, for next year. And, you know, if we decide to buy the jet trailer, you know, it's pretty easy to implement this program, but we still need to get that information, and see if that's even feasible.
Right.
So, but in light of the fact that this is important for that grant,
Yeah.
I think, I would like to see it go forward, so, there is no question that the town of Alpine has the maintenance program set up.
Right.
I feel like we talked about it in one of the budget meetings, and the jetter trailer, the cost of that would be equal or less than what we have paid to have somebody come out when we have a sewer backup. And that this would alleviate that risk.
Well, if you look at Alpine Meadows, what did we just pay to TV and Jetta? It was
Like
38,000,
Yeah.
right? And
So
that
it-
trailer was, I think, 150 or something like that.
Somewhere.
Yeah, so,
The CCTV part would be an additional, but at least jetting it on a schedule
yeah.
would,
Jetting it alone, that was $8,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's something that's,
Yeah.
yeah, we could do that, just subcontract for the time being and not have that capital outlay. That's kind of my thought, but.
Okay. No, and I agree, you start, and maybe you do the whole thing over 4 years, see what we're working with, and then you can say, okay, no, these lines really need to be done every 6 months. These other lines can go 2 years, and
Yeah.
you work out a long-term plan. I was just asking, in the short term, if we're gonna pass a resolution, is there also some teeth to implement it? And what is that plan? And if
No-
it's, subbing it out for the next year, great.
Yeah.
So-
Should we have a maintenance program committee? Ms. Weirda, you're gonna sign up for that one too? Okay. I think this is a small step to get this, it may be hatched, but it hasn't been really baked yet, so we gotta spend some more time on that. But anyways, I think this is a relatively small ask, so.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, all those in favor of resolution number 2026-015, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, resolution carries. All right, so we had an addition for D, which is, we've been asked to kind of move back the date. I'm sorry?
Move up.
Move up the date for digging, just because we haven't had a big winter, and it seems prudent that, give people a couple weeks to, on their schedule. So that's why this was brought forward, and we have a staff report, but if someone would like to make a motion, we could get it on the table.
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment to the Town of Alpine's annual seasonal dig restriction for 2026, allowing excavation within town rights of way and other affected areas to resume on April 1st, 2026, instead of the standard April 15th date, as recommended by the Public Works Director due to reduced snowpack and earlier ground thaw conditions.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Discussion. We have the staff report, which I don't think it's on here, but let me see. Maybe it is. Here it is. Okay. Anyone have any concerns with this?
We have the chance to create mud 15 days sooner, why not?
I don't think there's really even that much mud out there. It's actually pretty good.
Come up to my neighborhood.
Any concerns? Okay,
Yeah, let him.
let them go for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor of said motion, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, we'll move right into public comment. Did anyone come to make a public comment tonight? The rules, as always, are you have 3 minutes and a total of 20 minutes. So come on up and give us your name.
Hello, my name's Isaac. One thing I was kind of concerned about was the fire ban and the way that's written. Sorry, the fireworks ban plus fire ban. The way that it reads, breaking it down into a simple interpretation, is, let's say I have fireworks in my garage and decide to activate the ban. The way it reads would be I'd be getting like a $750 fine if found every day after that. So that's something that seems concerning. What's a plan of a address for that?
Go ahead.
Okay, with that, it stacks up. Sorry, I did not think this through as good as I should have. What specific fire injuries or property damage under the current system justifies going from regulation to criminalization of possession? And where's the data? That's
Good question.
question one.
This is just public comment. If you want to keep rattling through them, and then we'll have a chance to look at these when.
Okay. 2, who are the authorized officials in enforcement section, and what authority do they have to search private property for fireworks? 3, has the town considered what these ordinances do to a single residence when applied together? Because out of context, a box of leftover sprinklers could be turned into thousands of dollar fines, fees, interest, collection costs, and legal expenses, and the residents gets charged again and again if they tried to question it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That-
That's interpretation.
Yep.
My interpretation of reading it.
Appreciate the comments. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Yep.
Thanks.
Any other public comments? Okay.
Hi, Anessa Melnick, Alpine resident. I get, this is like a question. I don't know if you can answer it or give me information. I'm sort of here on an information finding. I went to the master plan and I noticed a lot of the R2 properties are changed to commercial in this master plan. And I'm trying to figure out who to ask why and to figure out any of the repercussions that might happen because of changing for that.
R2 is turning to.
Yeah, where I live is going to be commercial. And there's a lot of properties that are going to be changed to commercial. So I guess I'm like, yeah. I was going to send an email, but I prefer to come in.
You're more than welcome to, in after you get.
Yeah.
Or after the meeting, we'll just come up real quick and take a look.
Okay. I don't know if it's changed since then because I definitely left comments, but I'm not sure if I haven't seen the latest one.
So just to clarify.
Yeah.
That's a recommendation
Yes.
for one.
Yes.
So that doesn't mean anything's going to change.
Yes.
That's the feedback that we're looking for.
Okay. I just want to make sure it gets heard.
No.
My notes, sticky notes didn't fall off the map.
All the sticky notes, as you can tell, have been pulled off.
Yeah.
So we've recorded all of those.
Okay.
So if, through the process, like email me or Monica, whomever, and remind me of that, and I'll
Okay.
make sure the consultant knows. But, yeah, I mean, there's certain things that, you know.
Okay. And if it's like a better thing, like that's also a consideration for us? Like
Well,
if we get turned to
you're
commercial,
R2,
we don't
that's-
know.
That's multifamily.
That's what
You're
yeah.
R2, so it doesn't really make sense to change it to commercial.
Sort of what I thought, and that's the whole community.
Yeah.
Like, and I know, I think there's a few other here, so it's like the whole neighborhood
So
is getting changed.
Just shoot me an email and then,
Okay.
yeah, let's.
And I wasn't sure to email you or try to figure out who's on the board and
No,
for
email
the
me
committee.
because
Okay.
I'm kind of the director of the steering committee and I meet
Steering
them
committee.
on a weekly basis. So
Okay.
I'll just bring it up to
I know, let's keep an eye on it, and if,
Yeah.
then I want to know like our options, if that's the recommendation. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Any other public comment? Dan, did you come to impart any wisdom on us? What? Oh, gosh. How about, do you want to give us your quick report after the legislative session? Oh, my God.
300 bills?
Well, you survived, that's all we'll say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we appreciate everything you do down there. It's a lot, so. All right, if there's no more public comment, I'll,
Motion to go into executive session?
there it is.
Strike that?
Read what it says.
Thank you. Is what's, oh, there we go, sorry. Make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss matters concerning litigation to which the governing body is a party or proposed litigation to which the governing body may become a party.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You guys can trust my